What's going on, everybody? We just bought this 10 by 10 storage unit for $210. What caught my eye on this one was the washer and dryer up front. I always like to bid on units where I can see value immediately. So a washer and dryer, you can get 200, 300 bucks right away, or a bunch of metal storage racks. You just kind of know the value is already in the unit. So everything else after that point is free. This first box looked like just normal kitchen Tupperware kind of stuff, but a lot of these tumblers were Starbucks brand, and they were pretty much brand new. The price tag was still on the bottom, so it doesn't look like they've been washed at all. So it should sell pretty good. Usually 5 to 10 bucks a piece, and there were probably 5 or 6 of them in there. The rest of the box, though, is just mismatched Tupperware lids and kitchen stuff. This was a nice American flag. It was actually made in America, so it was a little bit higher quality. The stars were stitched on and not the cheap stuff. Couple safety hard hats. Not the fancy ones, we'll just get a couple bucks for them. Nice neoprene life jacket. And the quintessential empty purse. Just a bunch of kid books, nothing really special in this box. There were a couple Xbox 360 games, but no consoles. And the cases that we did get had no games, and then the games we got had no cases. Couple nice pair of kid shoes, those sell really well. And mixed inside of these totes was a lot of spare change. We probably got 10 or 15 bucks just in quarters and nickels and stuff. Nice little single serve pancake or omelet maker. And a lot of costume jewelry. There was one sterling silver ring that you can see that I'm wearing right there so I don't lose it. That was the only piece of jewelry that was worth something. Everybody's favorite Christmas box. Great time to sell it in April. And thankfully I've got a Makita drill. These were 3 5-amp batteries, and they all work pretty good. No chargers, but I got the charger myself. There was a Milwaukee charger, but no batteries. And a lot of automotive sprays and tire shiners and stuff. It's a quart of the chalk paint. Sounds pretty good. A lot better than normal paint. There were a ton of these vintage records from like Beethoven and Mozart. I believe they're called the 78s. Our local record store doesn't buy these, so I'm not really sure what we're going to do with them. I couldn't find much on eBay, and they're just so old that the demand for them is pretty low, so I don't really want to list them on eBay and just have them sit there for a year. There was another box of them that I didn't get on camera, but there were probably 20 of these big book sets of them. This box turned out just to be a bunch of kitchen food, coffee, spices, tea type of stuff. Kind of worthless. We get a lot of these little Razor scooters that are powered, and this is actually the first one that worked. We couldn't find a charger though, but the battery still had some life in it. This is the washer and dryer, nice LG brand. Thankfully in this house we've got electrical and easy hookups to test them. A lot of these small appliances and routers and stuff don't really sell for much, but we cut the cables off them and keep the copper as scrap. Now this was like a vintage telephone. The name of them is escaping me right now, but it's the one where you rotate it. But it didn't have a manufacturer or date on them, so I'm not sure how old they were. Of course, the nicest wrapped china is always mismatched and worthless and broken. But it's nice getting these boxes because we use the paper for packing when we ship on eBay. These 3 tennis rackets seem to be higher quality than normal, but they had a Goodwill sticker on them, so not sure how much they're actually worth. Here's a record that's brand new in the case, but it was only like $10. Nice Instapot. Those always sell a lot better than the crock pots. There's actually a pretty good Pokemon collection in here. Not the old stuff, but a lot of new ones that are full arts. We got a Charizard and a Blastoise. And a couple of them were like $30 a piece. So, not too bad for Pokemon cards. This was just a little junk drawer bin. There was a lot of spare change in here, so that's why I kind of dumped it out to find it all. There were a couple Lego parts and one Star Wars minifigure helmet, but that was about it. $5 in stamps. You always got to look through these things because you never know when there's going to be a ring or something expensive in it. These were all the straws that go to those Starbucks tumblers. So I was pulling those out. I couldn't tell if that was actually a vintage Polaroid camera or just a new kind of mimic one. I couldn't figure out how it works. There's no like button to click shoot, so I think this is silver plated stuff and some more costume jewelry. Another random item, an original Xbox controller, and then a knockoff original Xbox controller. This is a little wetsuit top for a kid. And more of those vintage records. And the records themselves were in really good condition. There weren't any scratches or scuffs on them. Off camera, we found one of those arcade basketball two-person shooters that are meant for your home. So that's where those basketballs went to. Cast iron always sells pretty well. This is a really dirty one, but we usually just sell them dirty and let the person clean them how they want, so we don't mess them up. The Star Wars Monopoly was open, but everything was brand new, still packaged and sealed. And then this one was brand new, sealed. It's like kind of like an anime. It's like 7 something Slugfest. Some Xbox 360 games. Those are some Febreze refill cartridges. So there's that Pokemon collection I was talking about. That first one was the Charizard. Nice little art kit. It's pretty much new. More art and crayons. Now this is actually one of the better wallets we found. It actually had money in it, had a bunch of cards. Unfortunately, they were all credit card, debit card kind of cards. There was one gift card to TJ Maxx, but it was empty, of course. blue Nike cleat was actually pretty nice, but there was only one of them, of course. A printer that probably doesn't work, and a nice cast iron, like cupcake tin, or maybe cornbread muffins. This was I believe it was a LeBron James brand tennis shoe, and both of them were in there in pretty nice condition. Arizona Cardinals jersey. There was a little scuff on the front, so probably won't resell for much. There was a really big pool in this unit, not an inflatable kind, but one with like metal poles and stuff. So there are a lot of floats and wraps and stuff that went along with it. And the pool itself was actually in pretty good condition. The vinyl wasn't ripped up or moldy or anything like that. So we actually plan on using it ourselves this summer. And there were 2 lawnmowers that you kind of can't really see here since it was dark, but both fired up. One was self-propelled, so that itself for pretty good money. And then there's just some other just miscellaneous crap thrown in the unit. There's that pool ladder. And then if you want to see where I've got all those paint cans, they were in a previous unit that you can find here. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and come back for future videos.